Hey everyone, this is Rosemarie from the Unfinished Lesson, and this is another Quick Win series. Today, this week actually in this series, we're going to be talking about how to host fun online group lessons. So I think really our first video needs to be why. We do online lessons and oftentimes they're private lessons. And the idea of having all those screens and trying to keep all those kids engaged can feel a little overwhelming, right? I totally get it. I felt a little overwhelmed the first time I did this as well. But you know what? When we do private online lessons, we're missing an important element. And it's actually the same element that we miss if we only do private lessons. And that's building community. We need community in our studios because if we don't have that, then it's great that the kids like us. It's great that the parents are happy, but it's not as strong, the reason to stay, as it is if there's community as well. So let's talk about this a little bit. Well, one, parents have an understandable concern about online lessons. The two concerns that I tend to hear are one, screen time, especially if schools, if there's an element of online stuff going on there, then parents can feel like the kids being online for extracurricular, that's an unnecessary thing. The other part of it is isolation, that if their kids are online learning, yes, in many ways it can be safer, in terms of you don't have to worry about anybody else being sick, but there is a certain amount of isolation that can happen when you're online. So as teachers, we need to address that. It doesn't mean we're going to convince every parent, and I don't think we need to, but we do want to make sure that parents always feel like those two things are being taken care of. By having online lessons or group lessons, I should say, it gives us a chance to kind of change up the pace. Routine is great. I love routine. I love having a schedule, but even I need a break from it sometimes, and our students are no different. So having group lessons sprinkled out throughout the year means that our students get a break in the schedule, the routine, at probably just the right time if you're planning these carefully. It also means we get a break from the regular schedule. Look, there's admin, there's planning, there's all sorts of stuff. And while we do try to get it all done during the week, every week, there's some projects that just need more time. And so having group lessons, again, dotted throughout the year, it gives you time to be able to get those things done, because you can choose to have a group lesson in lieu of private lessons. And that's actually what I do in my studio. The group lesson isn't, you have your regular lesson and then the group lesson. Parents let me know a long time ago that if that's the way I'd wanted to go, it would have been overwhelming for them and they wouldn't have been signing up for them. So it allows us to create that break both for us and the families in a way that it doesn't feel like they aren't getting value for their tuition. Another thing it allows us to do is, like I said before, build that community. Students get to see others. It's not like it's just, us. All of a sudden, there's this whole community of people that we didn't know about, but it's pretty cool to meet them. And so building this community in the group lessons is also really important. Again, we're tying multiple ways to our studio for each family and each student. And it also allows us to focus on any elements that may have fallen through the cracks. I've heard many teachers say they do music history because it allows them to kind of focus on an era. But also you can do seasonal stuff. So in October, we do a Halloween group lesson. Now there's a few years that I did an autumn group lesson because I knew some of my students attending, they didn't celebrate Halloween. So we just shifted the focus, but the ideas I'm talking about in this series can be used for any type of group lesson. But you can really tailor it for what season or what purpose you want it to accomplish. All right, so before you go on with the rest of your day, I have a goal for you. It's a small one, don't worry. I just want you to look at your schedule for the year and pick 1 week that you're going to do a group lesson. That's it. I'm going to talk more about how we can make this happen, the different steps you can take to plan it, but just put it in your schedule. You don't have to tell the families about it quite yet, but give yourself enough time to prepare for it and put it in the schedule, okay? Let me know, when are you hosting this group lesson, this online group lesson, in the comments below. I'm cheering you on and I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next video.